How's it going, YouTube? Akshay here, and welcome back. So, for today's video, I'm going to talk about, I mentioned it before, Godzilla Singular Point. You know, the Netflix animated series that came out in Japan, since April, I believe. Funny enough, April 1st, April Fools. And yeah, finally made its way to the States, June 24th, and I checked it out. And yeah, I'm just going to give you, my thoughts and opinions. So, warning, I will cover minor spoilers. I won't go into, too much detail because I do think you should watch it for yourself, make your own judgments. But yeah, just some minor details, like maybe a name or, a name or something. And yeah, the end credit, the season finale, if you will, right? I'll get into that. But yeah, so I guess just a little context, right? So a lot of you may not know, but honestly, when it comes to anime, I'm not a big fan. Nothing against it. I mean, hey, I love Berserk. The less said about those 3D ones, I mean, hey, just like Godzilla, right? Those three trash Netflix 3D animes. The less said about just 3D stuff, the better, right? But I love Berserk, the old, 97, right? The OG. And yeah, I mean, hey, obviously every kid grew up, watching Dragon Ball, right? But yeah, I was never into Naruto. I know, surprising, right? Stuff like that. Never really into anime, so going into this, I was apprehensive, right? Just keeping it real. I was I'm probably not gonna like this. And I was genuinely surprised. Now, I mean, here, just let's get out the way. Do I think you should watch it? Yes, I actually liked it a lot. But there is a asterisk to that. So, obviously, there's the bias of, being a Godzilla fan. But ignoring that, I genuinely found it interesting. I was definitely captivated. I binge watched it, over 2 days, watched the whole series. It's only one season so far, 13 episodes. Watched all of it. I loved it. And yeah, I guess from the consensus, the community I see is that the show is a little too smart, if you will. I guess here, if you're expecting dumb monster all out fight, you're not getting that here. If you're someone that's just big lizard fights big monkey, go brrr, this isn't for you, honestly. But like I said, I like Berserk. I really like Neon Genesis Evangelion. And yeah, just similar to that show, it had a slow start. I wasn't sure about it, but you give it the time and you actually pay attention to the story. Crazy, right? Crazy to ask for that. It actually was an enjoyable show. I really liked it. Easily the best human characters of any Godzilla medium, period. I mean, yeah, you're not... Obviously, if the anime is called Godzilla Singular Point, you're expecting to see Godzilla. You do see him. He is more of a background character, but, I mean, he is there. His presence is felt. And yeah, just minor, I mean, the show revolves around there's two main characters, those being Mei Kamino, our waifu, right? Our lead female, and yeah, she's just a freshly graduated college student, coming into town. She studies imaginary creatures, and yeah, she's just coming to work for she's coming on behalf of a professor of hers, or her superior, and she's coming to work for a research lab type of thing. And then our other main character, Yun Arikawa, who's pretty much a genius, right? He's an engineer working for the Otaki factory. And we have, of course, our side characters. Within the Otaki factory, you have Halbaru, and then Mr. Otaki, right? The old man. He's our comic relief. But yeah, those are our main two, and the story revolves around them. And it's pretty much as the name suggests, Singular Point. It's this giant, what I loved about the show is that you expect like, oh, they're gonna research the monsters and all that, but no, it really delves into like some deep like apocalyptic event, and it's like a whole like mystery conspiracy, like figuring out what's going on. And yeah, I won't go too much into detail because I genuinely think you should check it out for yourself. And yeah, there's like crazy things like not necessarily time travel, but there's like bending of time and space. And like I said, it is a very smart show. Like very science jargon, you know, there's like an element or a new like substance molecule called like the archetype, and like how it can bend reality and things like that. But I've always been a sucker for like sci-fi, you know, like future sci-fi type of things. So I loved it. I genuinely found it very interesting. I've seen like in other reviews, just a lot of people are like, "Oh, I fell asleep like 2 episodes in," and it's like, ugh, you're clearly like a Call of Duty, FIFA player, you know, just casual. Like I don't know. To me, it's like hey, if you watch the whole series, gave it the shot. I guess that's my issue with a lot of people is that like they get bored. But I mean, again, from my experience, just like Neon Genesis, I gave a friend told me about it, and you know I was expecting like big mechs fighting. 4 episodes in, I'm there like, yo, this is boring. You know, like nothing's really happened yet. But then, I mean, I was paying attention to the story, and then you go down the rabbit hole, and it's like, oh, damn. You know, it's like really cool, like their interpretation of angels and stuff like that. Really awesome stuff. And yeah, that's what all I can really say. If you're not a fan of like slower paced, like slow burners, this is not for you. You're not gonna enjoy it. But again, I found it very enjoyable, and like it was even interesting to see like the social commentary on like how everything revolves around social media, because that's like a recurring thing where Yoon and Mai will like constantly text each other, and they're like unraveling the plot, right? Like the mystery of like this mysterious song, and like how everything ties back to it, and how Godzilla is like the like bringer of the Armageddon, like the apocalypse. It's really really cool. I loved it. Like if you haven't got it by now, go check it out. I highly recommend it. And again, coming from someone no interest in anime whatsoever, I absolutely loved it. But again, I guess not an elitist or anything, but I prefer like a more thought provoking. I like that in my entertainment, whether it's video games or movies, etc., books, whatnot. I prefer just a little more like, you know, thinking with it. And yeah, loved it. It was awesome. And again, as stated before, minor spoilers. We got some cool inclusions like kaiju. Of course, we have our, you've been warned. We have Rodan, you know, Anguirus looks sick, and I love his whole like the dodging, like he reflecting like anything, like, you know, projectiles. That was really cool. And our boy, I mean, he's finally a real boy, Gabra, right? From the, you know, the movie back in the day where the kid, like, it's all a dream. You could say he's canon now, well, within the context of this, right? Like, I mean, it's not stated, but the look is the same of the new creature, Salunga. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but yeah, like our new like monster, if you will. But it's Gabra. It's like same color, same orange, you know. And it's nice to see him actually acknowledged as like a real, you know, a real threat. And he's honestly like second only to Godzilla. He's like the most like prevalent or like antagonist, you know, like he's constantly coming back. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Anguirus, Manda, you know, glad to see Manda get some love, and there's like multiples. And Godzilla, just like similar to Shin, and there are references. There's like, he has like 5 different forms, and his final form's pretty creepy, you know, with the whole like, I don't know, the like perpetual smile he has and stuff, like, you know, it's pretty creepy. And yeah, like the creature designs, like, they're like in 3D at some points, but I think it fits to give it the whole like otherworldly, you know, like not from this earth, or you get it like a, I guess, what am I trying to say, like cryptid, right? Like just give it that like fear of the unknown type of vibe, right? Like these are monsters, right? Not of the norm, and I liked it. I think the art style and everything, for the most part, smooth. Like the animation, there are some rough scenes. I mean, admittedly, but again, I loved it. I love the story, love the animation, and then that ending. Man, that end credits. I mean, come on. Like ever since we saw the big, presumably like what, Godzilla bones, right? Like a previous Godzilla. I mean, we all knew what was coming, right? It was our boy Mecha G. You know, that's the big like teaser for our next villain, right? And then that one doctor that they're constantly referencing, he's like the prophet, right? The guy that like you could say set in motion everything that was going on. The mysterious Ashihara, right? We actually see him. Like he's actually like alive, and you know, he was always said to be like a mysterious, like he's portrayed as like the good guy, right? Like trying to prevent the end. But I mean that smile at the end and like looking at Mecha G, it just makes you wonder what are these guys' intentions. And yeah, that's what I love. Like I watched it, I binged it, but if you're someone that like watches it episode by episode, I think they do a good job at like having cliffhangers that like make you want to come back. Like for example, got the boy Jet Jaguar, you know. Oh man, I loved it. I love to see our boy, you know, get the respect he deserves. And like yeah, like there's like an episode where Jet's like fighting off these like I mean, hey, maybe you want to call them Kamakurasai, you know, Kamakurasas or Kumangas, and like you just see him with a spear, you know. I won't spoil that, you know. Go check it out. See him with the spear, and he's like in a fire, and it's like, oh, is he gonna die? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I love that. Like I said, it really like just kept me hooked. Like, kept me like, you know, keep going, right? Keep going till the end, and yeah. So. If you can't tell, again, I highly recommend it. I absolutely loved it. Check it out. Like I said, a lot of public consensus is like mixed. Some people think it's like too highbrow or like too smart. I personally liked it. I mean, I appreciate like, you know, well, not Toho, but I appreciate the studio doing what they did and like actually attempting to make the human story interesting. I personally did find it like that. I guess a lot of people just went over their head. But at the end of the day, you be the judge. You check it out. I recommend it. Can't wait for season 2. And yeah, we'll see. Does it stack up to, you know, my feelings towards season 1? But yeah, guys, that was just me gushing over it. I highly recommend. Check it out. Seriously, like, go watch it. Like I said, 1 season, 13 episodes. You could honestly do it in a day. Like, you could just spend a whole afternoon, watch the whole series. And, you know, be sure to come back, comment. Like, do you agree with me? Do you think it's just too, you know, like, I guess, overreaching? I mean, hey, let me know. But yeah, guys, those are just my thoughts and opinions on Godzilla, singular point. And hey, just gotta love the, I guess, what's the word? Just gotta love Godzilla coming back into the mainstream. Obviously, he had, you know, the big comeback, Godzilla versus Kong, and seeing the anime, and hopefully more video games. You know, just love to see him coming back into like media and just pop culture. But yeah, guys, that was just my video, and yeah, be sure to look for new videos every Tuesdays and Saturdays. As always, guys, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good jazz. And as always, I've been your host, Oxy, and take care, guys.